What's up everybody, my name's Gerald and welcome to the fishing channel. Today I'm fishing my local syndicate. I have been a member of the syndicate for 2 years now. I have had one of the biggest fish in this lake and it was a 30 pound, which you can now see on the screen. I was extremely happy. It took me a whole year to catch it, and this season I am after 2 other very large fish that are in here. We believe they are also 30s, but hopefully I'll catch one and see. It's the 2nd of March? Yeah, 2nd of March, so the weather is starting to warm up, which is quite nice. This is the first time I've been out since the summer. Yes, I am a fair weather fisherman. I don't really like a thing, and here comes the rain. Marvellous. I'll show you all my rigs and the lake in a bit. Once this rain goes away, I'll catch you all in a sec. So the rain ain't too bad, it's only drizzling, so I thought I'd get out from underneath my umbrella and show you the lake quickly. Here it is. It's only, well, really it's probably a pond more than anything, but this pond has got some absolute cracking fish in it. There is a 30 that we know about. There's 2 other fish that went in here that were high 20s, really pushing the 30 mark, and that's what I am going for, them 2. I've had the 30. My mate Dan has also had the 30, and they both times have come out to swim within a week of each other. It took us a whole year to catch it. It made no appearance all through the summer, and then basically this time last year I managed to catch it. A week later Dan catches it. We've also had cats to 50 pound out here, but there are bigger ones in here, we just don't seem to catch them. I've had lots of little cats, mainly out of this little spot over here. There's just a little dent in the reeds there. They like to hang out in there. So yeah, it's not a bad little lake. Had lots and lots of fish. There's only 5 members on here, which is quite nice. No, there's 6 members, to tell a lie, which is quite nice. So we only see each other now and again. It's quite good because we don't, you know, not everyone's going to turn up on the same day. We're not all fishing at the exact same time, so it is good to see other people down here. There have been 2 guys down in that swim over there, which used to be called the one fish swim, because for a very long time it only ever produced 1 fish. After piling in some bait, we've managed to get it quite productive actually. There's like a little bay just here. There's a bay, and there's a pole. There are poles all around this lake. I don't know if you can see them in the video. There's poles all around. There's a pole that just pokes out, and if you cast that pole, that's where the fish are. Very strange. So here's my rods. They are Fox Warrior S 3 pound test curve rods. I've got the Rightwood Exorcist 65 big pit reels. There are my Delkims with me old quarter stows. Basically that's my setup. I'll show you my rigs in a minute. I'll show you what bait I'm using, and I'll talk you through some tactics. Okay guys, this is basically the rig I'm using, but minus the lead core. I'm using my 12 pound main line straight through to an inline lead, which is quick linked in there onto some IQ2 with a wide gape size 8 hook with a cell hybrid boilie, which is topped off a little bit of sweet corn. That's on one rod. On the other rod I haven't got the sweet corn, it's just the boilie on its own. A lot of people would say that using fully IQ2 would make it too stiff. Now in my opinion it doesn't. The reason I do it is that I like to know for sure that when I cast this out that it's going to kick away and be away from the lead. Now the IQ2 is stiff but also soft. I mean look, it's not rigid, but it's just about right. I know a lot of people would probably, you know, do a combi rig and use some braid probably about there just so that there was a little bit of suppleness, but I've had no problems using this rig. I had the 30 on this. I've had probably over 100 fish on this rig out of this lake. Obviously that's recaptures as well. So that is my rig. This is a rig I take anywhere and use anywhere. It's simple, easy to use, and I'm confident in it. When people say to me, Gerald, what rig should I use? What bait should I use? I always say, find something that you're confident in and use it, because if you're not sure and you're wondering if your rig's tangled and you know you're reeling in and reeling out all the time, you're never going to catch fish. So find a rig that you're confident with, stick to it. Obviously adapt it over time. You know, over time you become more confident in different ways, and just adapt it. That's the biggest thing I can say, is just fish at ranges that you're confident at. fish with rigs you're confident with, and definitely fish with bait that you're confident with. I only use hybrid or cell. I've tried other baits, and they catch fish, but the hybrid and cell just seems to constantly catch me fish. I don't think I've blanked on hybrid in a year and a half, probably, and even in the height of summer, when it was blazing hot, I was still catching them off the bottom on hybrid. So I think it's a pretty good bait. Cell's always a good bait as well. Okay guys, there's me saying I never blank when I use hybrid. Well, I think I'm going to blank this time. Two guys have just turned up with a boat, and basically they're going out to the middle of the lake to put an aerator in. We used to have a fountain out there and it stopped working about a year ago, so they came and dragged it out because it started to sink. I didn't even notice it was gone, to be honest, so hopefully they don't disturb the lake too much, don't spook the fish. I am right up the other end. I've got one rig under the tree there, and then just one up against the ground over there. Fingers crossed I can catch, but my chances have been slimmed somewhat. So let me just give you a little bit of history about my fishing background. I started fishing when I was about 6 or 7, maybe a little bit older. My uncle took me to Damp Fishing Complex, and the very first time we went was night fishing. I remember going. I didn't stay all night. My mum took me down there. We did a little bit of float fishing. I remember the old starlit float going under, and then eating it and feeling that little roach have a little shake, and then that was it. I was hooked. He basically then took me fishing all the time. Ended up going to Ireland with him, catching my first pike. They're all great memories that I have fishing with my uncle, and I don't think I've ever said to him thank you, but thank you for getting me into fishing, because you know it's a great thing, and it gives me time to somewhere I can come relax, and I'm really thankful that he took me, and I'm hoping one day I can get him to come fishing again. You know, it'd be nice to show him all the things I've learned. He taught me a lot. He taught me how to tie, you know, all the rigs and how to tie on a hook and how to be quiet around the lake. And as I say that, I'm, you know, filming and talking, but it's a little bit different here. This road is busy next to me, so noise isn't a big deal. But you know, he taught me to be respectful of the lake, respectful of everyone around it, which is not something you get from a lot of anglers these days. So I'm really grateful to him. I fished probably up to when I was about 16, 17 with all my mates. We used to go down a place called the Perch Place, and you just used to catch perch constantly. I never really did any carp fishing until I met a guy at work who was into carp fishing, and basically, oh, fish! Coot. Right guys, that went a fish. That fucking coot over there. I hate coots. So where did I get to? That coot's put me off. Carp fishing. So I started carp fishing once I'd met a guy called Dan at work. He said, you know, you're into fishing, why don't you come do a bit of carp fishing with me? I was like, okay. So, you know, I dug out all my old fishing gear. I only had like little float rods. We went down Darren, back to where I started fishing, which I was quite happy about. It was nice to go down there. It changed quite a lot from what I remember. Started float fishing on Willow, catching like 5 to 10 pound carp on the old float rod, and then we moved on to terrapin. And once I'd gone on to terrapin, once we'd both got onto terrapin, started fishing, we were hooked. Like every day off we were down there, every weekend we were down there just fishing. I think we fished it solidly for like 3 years, and between us we've probably had every fish out of that lake. That lake is insane. Like if you know where to fish on that lake, it is insane. There's a little tree stump that I always used to aim for, and literally I could cast there and catch fish every 2 minutes. It's nuts. Even in the winter when it's freezing cold, I was still catching fish out there. There's videos of me catching them fish, which I'll put a link in the description, so you can go watch them if you want. After that, moved on to Basil's, Mason's. I was quite lucky enough to see them two lakes get dug and filled with water and stocked. You know, I got to film it. I made a little video of when they were digging Basil, and which is quite cool because then I got to see where all the shells were, all the humps in the ground. So when it came to me fishing it, I knew where all the features were. So, you know, started fishing that, caught loads of fish out of there. Nothing massive, you know, all upper doubles, pushing the 20s. Caught some lovely tench out there and all. So I fished there, got to fish Roman Villa Lake, which is a Syndicate lake. It's not linked to Darenth, but it's on basically on the Darenth complex. The guy was nice enough to let me have a go there one day. I caught a 17 pounder, which I was well chuffed about. Then about 2 minutes later I managed to catch a 29 pound 13 ounce common, which became my personal best. There's a lovely video of that, which I will also link in the description. I was over the moon with that one. And people always say to me, were you not bothered that it weren't 30 pound, like you were so close to it being 30 pound? And I'm like, no, it gives me something to aim for now. It would have been very hard for me to go to another lake where there's 30s, do you know what I mean? Like where I could catch something bigger than that without joining a syndicate. The chance came up with me joining this, and as it's only like 6 members, I thought, why not? Me and Dan joined this. We are members, one of other Dan's friends members, and there's 3 other guys. They're all nice enough guys. So, you know, I got to come fish down here, and my main target was to catch a 30. And a year into it, I've done it. So I'm down here just trying to catch the next 2 30s that are in here, hopefully. Freaking coot's back. So who knows? Who knows what I'm going to catch? Fingers crossed. They haven't got in the lake yet, so I've still got a chance of catching a fish. But I'll keep you updated. Okay guys, what's the time? See what the time is? The time is 11:25. Left hand rod's gone off, the one tip with the yellow sweet corn, and I've got this little beauty. So no blank for me. Let's just get it up. Hang on 1 second. Come on. Come on. Behave. Behave for the camera for 2 minutes and you can go back. Oh, come here. Probably. Hold on. There you go, look at that. Probably about 7 or 8 pounds. Not particularly big, but fish is a fish when the weather's like this. Coming out of winter, I'll take anything I can catch basically. So let's get this little beauty back. Thank you very much, Mr. Fish. So really quickly, I thought I'd just show you the rig now that I've had the fish. There we go, we've got a bit of tube in there, down into a 3 ounce flat pair lead. Quick linked on to the IQ2 rig that I showed you earlier, with a little bit of sweet corn and the hybrid boilie. I'm also using a little bit of foam just around the hook, just to stop anything from tangling. Again, it just helps to keep the hair out away from the lead on cast. Yes guys, first fish in a while. It feels good to be back out and catching. Only a little one, about 7 or 8 pound, but you know, they all count. And the guys with the boat are finally getting into the lake. They've been here about 2 hours and they haven't done anything. They must be getting paid by the hour or something. I was sitting here just, you know, minding my own business, watching a bit of Breaking Bad on the old Netflix, and the left hand rod tore off. So it feels good to be hooked into a fish. Hopefully there's plenty more to come. Here we go, he's off rowing. Oh, so it's lunchtime. I think it's what, 12:37 now, so getting a bit hungry. My mum's just rung me and she's going to bring me Burger King. So that's always a result. The good thing about where this lake is, there's literally a Costa about 40 seconds away over the road, and Burger King's about a 10-minute walk. But you know, if there's more than one of you, and like when we're doing nights, one of us will drive down there, go for the drive-thru and get dinner. So that's always good. And there's a hotel just there as well. So if you ever want to get like pizzas delivered and stuff, you can get them delivered to the hotel and walk around and get them, which is great. So the guys are out of their boat. They haven't turned it on yet, so I'm just waiting to see if they're actually going to turn it on. They seem to have wired it all in. I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, I've had to move my right hand rod because the coots are just diving on it constantly. So I've pulled it a little bit further out. It's a little bit deep water. Just under the tree you've got like a shelf, and it drops down slightly onto another shelf, then drops down. So now I'm on the bottom shelf. So hopefully I can get something off there. the fish came on the left hand rod and I wasn't expecting to get the fish on the left hand rod. If anything, I thought it would have come off that tree. But thinking about it, we've got a really cold wind and it's blowing across the lake, and the left hand rod is on like a flat spot where the sun's been, so I'm wondering if they're just all sitting up here in the warmth instead of being on the cold breeze. But we'll see. The right hand rod, there is a little bit, you can see there's a little bit of breeze there. Let's just show you. See, you've got a bit of a breeze on the lake there, whereas the right hand rod is literally just where the breeze finishes, or starts, should I say, because the wind's blowing that way. So maybe that's why I had the fish out of there. I'm not complaining, once again, on the fish, but if you look down there, it's quite choppy down there. The wind's really blowing down that end of the lake, and that's why I chose this end. Get off the cold breeze. In the summer I tend to fish down that end, mainly because you've got quite a big set of lily pads that come up to, like in the middle of the reeds over there. It's a fish holding feature, so, and I had a few out of there. Yeah, I'm just waiting now, waiting for me Burger King and my mum to turn up, and another fish. Second fish of the day, on the right hand rod this time, under the tree. Another little one, only about £5, something like that. It's getting back. Swim for another day. So if you just see me rod's back out, I've had my Burger King, my mum and my auntie dropped it down to me, which is really nice of them. Texas Crunchy Whopper Meal, recommend it if you like Burger King, really tasty. The rod's back out under the tree, fingers crossed I get another bite. I'm rather happy that I've managed to catch 2 fish. I expected to maybe catch 1 if I was lucky. So to have had 2, I know they're only little, I'm chuffed with it, so let's just keep on plugging away and see if I can get another one. So it's about 4:10. All has been very quiet. We had one little bleep on the left hand rod. Not much is going on. I'm going to give it about an hour, then I'm going to go home and come back another day, see if I can catch some more. The wind's died down and the sun's come out. It's quite nice now, and as you can see, my swim's looking really good for a fish. Quite breezy still down there. If you notice any quality difference in the video, it's because my battery's died on my camera and I've had to switch to my phone. So hopefully it's not too bad. My mum's here. So I gave it another hour. Nothing happened, so it's time to go home. Hopefully I'll be back at some point down here this week. I'm off for a whole week, so I'm going to do lots of fishing hopefully. But I hope you liked the video. Feel free to comment if you can, like the video, and if you really want to, subscribe. I will be producing lots more fishing videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.